I'm starting to think Nintendo's taking a safe route. What I mean by that is that they're doing the same things without trying to set and risky in a sort of way. What I'm saying is that they're pushing themselves into unique gameplay space, but not in a unique style, if that makes sense. Let's take the GameCube for example. Some games add things to the gameplay to make a unique gameplay space, but they also change the atmosphere that still feels like the game it says, but not enough to feel different, giving it a unique style. In other words, they're not being risky enough. Wow, I could have just said that. Because each entry feels the same without a major gimmick that can make it stand out. Sure, some games like Breath of the Wild or Super Mario Odyssey went groundbreaking with their games for their franchises, but that's it. 2 games. The games I'm going to say is that they're either new inclusions to its series, either it's a recurring or a dead franchise, or new IP that Nintendo can feel free to steal if they do it right. I'm also adding to the games what mode they should have, what characters can fit into its theme, what game rating it should be, and what gimmick they should add to keep it fresh. Also, each game has its own genre, so you won't see me use one for 6 games. So let's get on with it. Metroid Prime Wars can be a great spin-off to the Metroid Prime series. The gameplay is basically the same as the other Metroid Prime games, but whatever planet you travel to is based on a movie genre. And as an attention to detail, you dress up as that movie genre the host planet is based on. For example, if you're traveling to a pirate planet, Samus dresses up as a pirate. Or if you're traveling to a western planet, Samus dresses up as a cowboy or cowgirl. You get the idea. The other modes are multiplayer and objectives. Skater Strikes can be a new IP that Nintendo can freely steal if they do it correctly. The idea is that a group of 6 teenagers team up against panthers from space that try to evade their island while using their special skill. The gameplay is like Donkey Kong 64, with every character is built to complete an objective that one character can only do, but it's an action adventure, not that much backtracking, and bosses are made for every character to fight against. The other modes are multiplayer and minigames. Wild Gunman Showdown is based on Wild Gunman on the NES with the NES Zapper, but is drastically changed. First, it's now an action-adventure third-person shooter game that is open world and not mission structured. Second, the environment is as big as Ocarina of Time, but it's its own thing. Third, there's more characters to play as and basically more characters in general. All of them dress up are cowboys and girls due to the environment being in the desert. And fourth, there are more objectives that the player has to do in order to progress throughout the game. The other modes are multiplayer, challenges, and minigames. Similar to Super Smash Bros., Retroism is a crossover game with Nintendo characters. Unlike Super Smash Bros., Retroism is a compilation game that each has multiple genres. Say one game is a platformer while one other is a party game. You get the idea. To start the game series, there's 10 genres and 10 characters. Every character each has their own genre that they start to be played as within the game, if that makes sense. After beating an objective in that game, another character can play in that genre until all 10 characters can be played in all 10 genres. Just for a unique feature, everything is in there and 64 rendered to fit with the title. Each genre has multiplayer, minigames, objectives, and an adventure mode. Yoshi's Toy Nightmare is the first 3D platform Yoshi game that the idea is that is based on toys. Basically, the game is a horror theme and every enemy is a toy. The gameplay is similar to how Yoshi was played in Super Mario 64 DS, but with a twist. Each level revolves around one color and that Yoshi matches with that same color as the world. The green level has the original, the blue level has the blue Yoshi, the red level has the red Yoshi, something like that. Just as a side note, Each color Yoshi has a special move. The original can hold more eggs, the blue can walk on water, the red can survive, eat, etc. The other modes are multiplayer, minigames, and challenges. Similar to Retroism, but it's only 2 Nintendo franchises and it's only 1 genre per entry, but it's made up with the updated modern renders. Each entry is a different genre and series represented that the series would never have the same genre, like Pikmin and Fire Emblem in an American football game, Metroid and Zelda in an action-adventure game, Splatoon and Mario in a hack-and-slash game, etc. Every game has multiplayer, minigame, challenges, objectives, and an adventure mode as the modes. Excite is a fun bike racing game series that Nintendo neglected for the past decade. Excite Extreme is a new entry that can be a good revival. First, there's explosions to keep everyone on their toes. Second, there's a live system to make everyone take sharper turns. Third, there are new characters, each with different stats so everyone can choose whoever they want. Fourth, each player can customize their bike in ways to make it more diverse. And fifth, there's more locations so it can be unique series all over again. The game modes are multiplayer, challenges, and an adventure mode. The last new IP I'll be talking about is the Color Switch, which is an open world RPG. The idea is that 4 teens team up against a villain who stole every primary and secondary color, which caused the world to be black and white. Depending on what color you start with, after beating that color, the color appears again and every uncompleted color stays black and white until another color is completed. Not only is it different aesthetically, but it's also different gameplay wise since each color has different moves and the story can shift to a different direction, which can add a lot to the replay value. The other modes are objectives and challenges. The Punch-Out series on hiatus because Nintendo sees this as a dead series, but I can spit out some ideas on a new entry. Punch-Out Boot Camp is like no other game in the franchise. First, it's no longer in a stadium. Sure, there's crowds in the background, but hence the name, it takes place in a boot camp. So the arenas are basically a prison, warfield, barbed wire, stuff like that. Second, there's more characters, especially female boxers since the previous entries only have male characters. This can be the game where the fan base is huge due to how attractive the females look. Third, there's hazards. Well, this can be turned off in free play mode. The main mode has hazards attacking the boxers to prevent them from getting an easy victory. And fourth, the player can move freely around the boxing ring. Some arenas can be awkwardly shaped so boxers can fall off and lose some percentage. The other game modes are multiplayer, minigame, challenges, and an adventure mode. The last game Nintendo should create is Rhythm Heaven Festival Bash. The main game mode is the adventure mode that acts like a musical interactive movie. So the whole purpose of this game is that the newly developed characters have voice acting and it has a story between them. Basically teenage girl drama. The difference is that the player plays a rhythm game in order to progress throughout the movie, like setting up decorations, driving while you're late, and graded on how they perform in the rhythm game. The player needs at least an 80% to continue or they have to restart, if that makes sense. The cutscenes can be turned off whenever the player chooses to. The other game modes are multiplayer, minigames, and challenges. If Nintendo creates these games, then they'll have numerous amount of praise due to them making unpredictable games, if this is a habit, and they might continue to do it for the foreseeable future. That's all I have to say for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below, tell me what your favorite part of the video is and why. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. It's your boy All the Nintendo Fan, signing out.